An Hyo-seop and Lee Sung-kyung had been working non-stop at the hospital for weeks. They barely had any time to relax and unwind from the stress of their jobs. Finally, they decided to take a break and grab a drink together. As they sat together, sipping their drinks and chatting, Lee Sung-kyung couldn't help but express how exhausted she was from all the work. An Hyo-seop listened attentively, nodding along and offering words of comfort and support, but as he looked at her, he couldn't help but be struck by her beauty. Even in her tired state, she radiated a certain energy and grace that he found mesmerizing. He had always been drawn to her, but seeing her like this, in such a vulnerable state, made him realize just how much he cared for her. Lee Sung-kyung noticed the look in his eyes and blushed. She had always found An Hyo-seop attractive, but had never dared to act on her feelings. Now, seeing him looking at her like this, she felt a flutter in her stomach. They continued to talk and laugh, enjoying each other's company and forgetting about the stresses of work. As they finished their drinks, An Hyo-seop stood up and held out his hand. Lee Sung-kyung hesitated for a moment, but then took his hand, feeling a rush of excitement. As they walked out of the hospital together, An Hyo-seop couldn't help but feel grateful for this moment. He was grateful for Lee Sung-kyung's companionship, for her beauty and intelligence, and for the way she made him feel. And as they stepped out into the cool night air, hand in hand, they both knew that this was only the beginning of something special. They had found solace in each other's company, and they were both excited to see where their relationship would take them.
An Hyo-seop kissed Sung-kyung in the lips. As they continued talking about work, An Hyo-seop found himself unable to focus on anything but Lee Sung-kyung's beauty. He couldn't help but blurt out, "Why are you so beautiful?" Lee Sung-kyung was taken aback by the sudden compliment, but she couldn't help but laugh at the unexpectedness of it. "I'm not that beautiful," she protested, feeling a warmth rise to her cheeks, but An Hyo-seop wasn't convinced. He leaned in closer to her, his heart racing with anticipation. Before she knew it, he had planted a soft kiss on her lips, sending a jolt of electricity through her entire body. Lee Sung-kyung felt her cheeks turn even redder as she laughed in surprise. But she couldn't deny the flutter of excitement that his kiss had stirred in her. She had always felt a connection with An Hyo-seop, but now she realized just how strong her feelings for him were. As they pulled away from each other, both of them were smiling. They had always been rivals, constantly competing against each other at work, but now they had finally found a common ground. They were both deeply in love, and they couldn't wait to explore this new chapter of their relationship together. The hospital had always been a place of stress and pressure, but in that moment, it felt like the most romantic place in the world. As they walked down the hallway, hand in hand, they both knew that they had found something special in each other. They had finally found someone who understood the demands of their work, and who could provide the comfort and support they needed in each other's arms.